Hey everybody, Vader Saber 1984, also known as that drunk guy and his bullshit opinion. Uh, Figured I'd redo my restaurant review of Big Chicken. Only because I've already came, I've already gone, I've already eaten, and I'm out the door, okay? Very quick. So if you don't already know, Big Chicken is a chain that is also owned by Shaquille O'Neal, basketball legend, Big Shaq. He also has, ties in with like, what is the pizza, Papa John's. He's on like their thing. So immediately when you walk up, brand new building, looks very nice, very welcoming. When they first opened up here in this town, the line was wrapped around the building at every location for, I don't know, probably about a week or two every day. So I walked in thinking my lunch break, you know what, let's go. So I get to the counter, the menu, chicken. Nothing really else. Maybe a grilled cheese, but chicken strips, chicken sandwiches, very basic menu, which I like. When you go to a menu, you don't want lasagna at a chicken store and you don't want pizza at a salad bar. You go to a restaurant that they are well defined and know what their palate and their class of customers, even when I co-owned my restaurant, I honestly was like, hey, you know what? We don't need all that extra stuff. We don't. Just get to the point. Certain dishes, a little bit of everything, and leave it. Quit adding crazy, unnormal amounts of things like, why is that on that menu? That just stands out. Works for some, but not all. But like this, Big Chicken, the name says it. Big Chicken. Now, I myself picked up the Memphis barbecue. I did get it without the fried onions because I am allergic to onions, and as funny as it would be to see me croak for a lot of people, probably wouldn't be good because I'd never get to post this on the YouTube channel. So, as far as Big Chicken, mine was a sandwich. The flavor was good. There was a lot of sauce. Normally I eat it in front while I'm recording and eating at the same time. Only this time the music was so loud in the restaurant that I don't want to get tagged with another copyright. So, not to mention when I was walking out of the restaurant, I accidentally turned off my phone and it went from pause break to restart. So, here we go. Okay guys, I'm back. Had to get out of traffic real quick. So let's go ahead and go over the food and everything of my review of Big Chicken. The sandwich had a lot of flavor. It was very messy. And what they do is they hand you this little cup, and it has a bag, or a liner, as we call in the restaurant industry, wrapped around the sandwich. Had a lot of cheese, smelled really good. The bun was thick. And so the liner kept it from getting barbecue everywhere. Okay. Took a couple bites, was hoping for some Memphis spice, some kick. It never came. So I was like, all right, well, the chicken wasn't overcooked. It wasn't undercooked. It didn't really have any special flavor that stood out. It wasn't extremely thick. It was about the size of like maybe a Chick-fil-A patty. But didn't have like anything that stood out because the barbecue was just so much and there's so much on it. But the barbecue just kind of tasted like Sweet Baby Ray's to me. So didn't really stand out. And since I don't eat onions, well, probably didn't get that extra flavor that the sandwich was supposed to have. But it did have melted Swiss on it, and it was enjoyable. So my medium drink is a sweet tea. Try my best to stay away from carbonated drinks as best I can. Save those for when I'm actually drinking. Now, the fries that came with this combo, an extreme amount of fries. Very, very large. Now, this is minus what I've already eaten, which was probably about 10 French fries. Okay? They're really thick, crinkled French fries. They're not crispy. They're a little bit on the soggy side, okay? So, if you like a soggy French fry, not extremely salty, then there you go. I myself like a little bit more of a crisp. And yeah, for the price of $4.39, and then just the sandwich alone was $9.59, which the meal altogether was $13.98. Now, if you break it down into the three items I got, so do your math. We'll say $14 divided by three things. Okay, so all right, is that sandwich worth $9.60? No. Quite frankly, I would say that sandwich was maybe worth about, we'll say $4.50, $3.50 to $4.50. It just didn't really stand out. Was it good? Tasty, because all the barbecue, but nothing else really stood out about it. Fries, well, we'll go ahead and say this thing of fries was another $3 worth. Okay. For the amount that you get, okay. You know, when I was younger, back in the day, you know, you could get a whole bucket of fries for $3. And now with the Joe Bidenomics and the economy and the inflation, they got to charge more. So, well, you get what you pay for, and that's a lot of fries, so okay. The dipping sauce that came with it was a Memphis mustard barbecue. Again, I was looking for a little bit more kick, a little bit more heat. Nothing. It tastes like barbecue and it tastes like mustard, but nothing that really stands itself out as being like a Memphis flavor. So, just to all you guys out there making the menu a big chicken, hey, if you're gonna say it's Memphis, you gotta have some spice. Okay, it can't just taste like something I get out of the Walmart, you know, aisle 15, whatever it may be. All right, so presentation of the building, gorgeous. You figured Shaquille O'Neal owns it, it would have a lot more about him. You'd figure you'd see a bunch of Shaq memorabilia, this or that. No, there's just one cutout picture of him when you walk in the door, and you can take your picture with him. And of course, those cutouts always make them look smaller than they really are in real life. But so I was surprised. There was not an abundance of memorabilia running around in there. I was actually very surprised. Okay, now, as far as the atmosphere goes, and on another note, excuse me, it did have a bar. Did I think about stopping and having a beer? That way I can make this a little bit more on the point for me being that drunk guy and my bullshit opinion. Yeah, I did think about it. But I was like, nah, I'm on my lunch break. I want to try this out. Don't have very long to do it, so let's not do it. But they did have a bar. The atmosphere was, as I said, the music was loud, okay? The older you get, the louder it is. You're too old if it's too loud, blah, blah, blah. But for a restaurant, you don't want it that loud. The staff was very kind. Everybody greeted me when I came in. For as busy as they've had been the past few weeks, I get why there was like 20 people behind the counter and in the kitchen. I was like, good God, that's a lot of people. But when you're on your first month of opening, you got to have a lot of people. You know, you spend more on labor because you produce more and you don't want to run out. Because I believe that the first time that they did open, the first 24 hours, they ran out within, I think, like 5 hours. So good for them. Staff was very kind. The assistant manager, I believe, did come over and check on me. They were all well dressed, whoop-de-doo. But, you know, very kind. The assistant manager did ask me how I enjoyed my food. I told her, well, believe it or not, I'm doing a restaurant review. It's my first time here, and I'm doing it for my podcast. Oh, what is it? Well, it's That Drunk Guy and His Bullshit Opinion. Oh, would you like it to go order? That's a very interesting name. Thank you. It's very catchy. Thank you. I said, no, I don't need it to go box. I got it. So I brought my fries back. And so do I have anything bad to say about the staff or anybody at this location? No, not so whatsoever. No. Prices, little high. Shouldn't be spending $16, almost $17 for one meal for myself. But again, inflation, Bidenomics, and also, you know, the economy that we live in. So there's that. Now, seeing how I only had 2 food items, we'll go ahead and break this down into 3 categories. We'll say the sandwich, a rating of 0 to 5, 5 being the best, 0 being the worst I've ever had. The French fries, same thing, 0 to 5. And then on top of that, we'll just say the overall experience, okay? So, right off the bat, the sandwich, you know, I've already said I would only pay about $3.50 for something like that. I'm going to go ahead and give that maybe, we'll just go with a 2.5 to a 3, okay? I'll give it the 3 just because the presentation was really, really nice. Nothing very defining standing itself out. So we'll give the sandwich a 3. I'll be nice. The French fries. I mean, as I said, there was a lot of them. And they were a little soggy. And there's no way I'm going to be able to eat that much. But I like the fact that you have a little bit more, even though you pay more. So I'm going to have to give the fries a 3 as well, just because they weren't as crispy, and but there was a lot of them, and I wasn't quite that hungry. Overall experience, I'm going to go ahead and have to give it a 4, okay? So that gives it a 10 out of a 15 available. So I don't know how the other places are. They may be better. Maybe I need to try a few more menu items before I'm a little bit more critical. But for somebody who's worked in the restaurant industry for over 18 years, co-owned and ran and operated my own restaurant, I'm just going to have to say that, you know what, guys, you'll have a good concept, but you need to find something that's a little bit more definitive. Got to make it a little bit more special. Yes, you serve chicken. Gotcha. But make it a little different. Have your own sauces, have your own flavors, have a little more variety. And other than that, I think overall it wasn't terrible, and it wasn't great. It was good. So for Big Chicken, I'm gonna have to give you, out of a 5, a 3. So thanks again. Like, share, comment, and hey, if you got any ideas, any other places you want me to check out, leave a comment, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Till then, Vader Saber 1984, also known as That Drunk Guy and His Bullshit Opinion, and this was a restaurant review on Big Chicken.